I'm Alessandra Hollowell. I'm from the Highland Park Public Library. On behalf of the library, I'd like to welcome you to today's music concert. I'd also like to thank the Highland Park Community Foundation for funding the Note for Note music series. They're helping us enjoy the concert tonight. There is a survey, so if you do enjoy this concert, if you have... back here. Oh, I'm sorry.
The mic's not working yet.
Yeah, I think your mic's not on. Yeah.
That's fun. Okay. Oh, I will shout.
Some technical difficulties.
Yes.
Would you want me to sing?
So my name is Alessandra. I'm from the Highland Park Public Library. I'd like to welcome you to today's music event. It's been provided to us from the Highland Park Community Foundation. They've helped us fund the Note for Note concert series, which is one of the concerts that you'll enjoy today. There is a survey that is available. It's out there on the table. If you could, please fill it out. Let us know if you enjoyed today's concert, if you have suggestions for future concerts, or any other types of suggestions. So today, our performers are the Silver Rose Duo, and they are a critically acclaimed flute and guitar ensemble from Chicago. We'll be listening to some baroque masterpieces, as well as some exciting rhythms and melodies from around the globe. So please join me in welcoming the Silver Rose Duo.
Well, hello, and I'm Julie Goldberg, and this is Kim Fleischhaus. And thank you for joining us on this fall day. It's a beautiful fall day. So our program is Baroque, Brazil, and beyond, and we're going to start off with a little bit of Baroque music. So, well, we know Bach as the first composer I think about for Baroque music, but George Philip Telemann was also a very active and famous Baroque composer, and we're going to play his partita in G that was originally written for flute and a continuo instrument. So a continuo was basically the harpsichord and maybe a cello or a gamba, some bass instrument. And this is a transcription of that bass part for the guitar. A partita is a collection of movements, sometimes dances, that usually alternate slow, fast. And that's what this will do. So we'll have 5 movements in this partita that alternate from slow to fast.
All right, this is on. Good. Thank you, everyone. The next piece we will play will kind of delve into the Brazil part of our program a bit with a piece by Egberto Gismonte, who's a Brazilian-born guitarist of Sicilian and Lebanese descent, who studied in Paris with the famous Nadia Boulanger, and also with Jean-Henri Alphonse Baroque. He had a very unique approach to the keyboard, to the guitar, kind of approaching it like a keyboard. So he was adding strings so that there was a bigger sound, and he kind of blurred the lines between jazz, classical, traditional ethnic music, and even music from the Amazon basin. So this is a beautiful piece called Agua y Vinho. Ag means water and wine. Julie's tuned her guitar down to D, so she has that lower string there. And I think you'll like this beautiful piece. So I get to say my guitar joke.
You could say it. It's going to happen a lot.
They say guitars spend half their life tuning and the other half playing out of tune.
Well, hopefully not half the life playing out of tune. We tune because we care. But I also just did change my strings, so yeah, there'll be a lot of tuning. So. So this next set of pieces we're going to play is a set of pieces by Jose Luis Merlin. And Merlin is an Argentinian composer and guitarist, and he's very active, playing and composing in Argentina. And if you go on YouTube, you can see a lot of his wonderful videos. And he's wonderful that he uses. He's not shy about using the same melody over and over in different settings. So I first learned this piece, which is the Suite del Recuerdo, the Suite of Memories. I first learned this piece as a solo instrument, written for solo guitar, a solo piece. And then I saw that Jose Luis Merlin had arranged it himself for flute and guitar. He had only arranged 2 movements. And I'm like, Kim, we need to play a couple of these movements. And then I'm like, well, yeah, but there's this 3rd movement that I really like, and I kind of convinced Kim to create her own part. So I would say that this is 3 movements of the Suite del Recuerdo, 2 that have been arranged by Jose Luis Merlin, and 1 that we've arranged. So the 3 movements are the Carnavalito, which is a wonderful dance, and then we have the Evocación. The Carnavalito we arranged. The Evocación is more like an invitation to dance that Jose Luis Merlin arranged, and then the Joropo, which is another lively dance that the composer Jose Luis Merlin arranged for flute and guitar.
I said that was fun. One of the things that Julie and I really love to do as performers is to perform music by friends of ours. And this next tune actually is very special to me. Jose Elizondo is a Mexican composer that I met at MIT when I was 17, and my twin sister was a student there. And he's like, "Oh, you play flute? Play this piece of mine." And we just had a great time playing music together, and then he subsequently has written some pieces for me over the years, and gone on to kind of a worldwide career. It's been very exciting to watch. So this piece is just one movement from a larger piece that was written originally for orchestra, Danzas Latinoamericanos, Latin American dances. And we're just going to play one movement today that he arranged for flute and guitar. It's called Pan de Azúcar, which means sugar loaf. And this is a little piece. So Pan de Azúcar is a little mountain peak in Rio de Janeiro with beautiful views, and kind of looks a little bit like a sugar loaf. So it's just a beautiful piece that was dedicated to the cellist Carlos Prieto, if any of you know him, and by a wonderful guy, Jose Elizondo. So we're hoping to do more of his pieces. This is about the second one of his that we've arranged or performed on our own. And we have a little homage to Bach at the beginning that we kind of stuck in there just for fun. So, because this is baroque in Brazil. She's out of tune again. Sorry. The problem is she's introducing the next piece, so I have to wait. I can't make my jokes.
Someday.
We'll wait, that's okay.
You'll be glad she tuned down. Definitely good.
Yeah. No, it is true. There's about, I don't know what percentage, but maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing, maybe 20-30% of repertoire that asks the guitars to change the tuning of at least their sixth string. So it's officially called scordatura, where we can increase our range by changing the tuning. So just if you're counting, it's usually an E and then tuned down to D so that we have a whole step lower. And it usually happens when we're playing a piece that's in D, or D major or D minor. And that's the case of this next piece. So we're back to the Baroque era, and we're going to play variations on the Folia d'Espagna by Morin Murray. And Morin Murray was a composer who lived from 1656 to 1728. And the Folia d'Espagna is a really important theme that carried on throughout the Renaissance, actually even to present day. And it's a chord progression, basically, that was used as a basis for many compositions. Lots of variations are based on the Folia d'Espagna. And here, Kim, if you'll just hold on to this for a second. So the basic chord progressions is this. So that's the basic chord progression, okay? Pretty simple. And if we can think about it like a Renaissance blues, that then carried into the Baroque, and there's even 20th century compositions that are created on the Folia d'Espagna. Now, Morin Murray, he wrote, I think, 32 variations on this thing. We're going to play 9, just 9 of them. And that's, I think, picked the most beautiful, if you could say that. That's basically all I have to say. We're going to play 9 variations on the theme of Les Folias de España by Morin Murray.
Was that 8 or 9? I lost count. Okay. So any classical guitarists in the audience? No? Never. Are there any flute players? Surely there are. At least there's always one or two. Okay. The reason I'm asking if there's any classical guitarists is because if you are a classical guitarist, you would know the composer Mario Castelnuovo Tedesco. He was crazy about the guitar. He loved it so much and was especially a fan of Andres Segovia. And he wrote over 100 works for the guitar. John Williams was his most famous student. He was an Italian from a Jewish family who moved to the US in 1939 to escape the war. And it was actually Toscanini who sponsored him. So he had left 6 years earlier. And he became a Hollywood composer and wrote 200 film compositions for Hollywood. And he also wrote a concerto for Jascha Heifetz. So this is a sonatina that he wrote for flute and guitar. It was written in about 1965, and we're just going to play the first movement of it today, but it's a nice little gem, Allegretto Grazioso.
Kim mentioned was that Tedesco had a very, very close relation with Andre Segovia, the great guitarist of the 20th century, late 19th, early 20th, well, throughout the 20th century, because he kept on playing, I think, until to the end of his life for sure, and he lived a very, very long life. So this next piece we're going to play also has a connection to Brazil and to Andre Segovia. It's by Heitor Villa-Lobos, who was a Brazilian composer, and he wrote this piece, set of pieces called the Bachianas Brasileiras. And he wrote a set of, I think, 6 Bachianas Brasileiras, and they are pieces that all have a connection between and inspired by both Bach and Brazil. So originally this Bachianas Brasileiras was composed for voice and 5 cellos, so voice and 5 cellos. And then the composer arranged it for voice and guitar so that Segovia could play it with the vocalist. And in fact, I'm actually playing it with the vocalist next week, and I can tell you it's a beautiful piece with the vocalist. But the vocalist starts out this beautiful piece, and they just go ah. They sing the first half and just on the syllable ah, and then the middle section does have some words in Portuguese, and then they repeat the first half, and it comes back as the second half, and then the vocalist has to hum. So it's a great transcription for flute because. I'm not saying anything about vocalists humming and singing but I love the sound of the flute. So this wonderful piece, the Bachianas Brasileira number 5, is a combination of inspiration of Bach and Brazil, written by Heitor Villa-Lobos.
another piece for you, and it's a piece that probably many of you in the audience will recognize. It was written just over 100 years ago, but it really took off in the 1940s when Ethel Smith recorded it on the Hammond organ, and it sold 2 million copies, which was a lot of copies back in 1940. This piece has been covered by Carmen Miranda. It was a tuning song for the Grateful Dead. You heard the Jerry Garcia Band play it, Tom and Jerry cartoons. It was the closing song to the 2016 Olympics, and I could go on and on and on. So, Tico Tico no Fuba, it means the sparrow in the cornmeal, is by Zakina Jabru, Brazilian composer. It's a choro. Choro actually means lament, but if you hear this piece, you're not going to think lament. But the idea here is shrugging off misfortune with good humor, good tunes, and fast tempos. I thought that would be a nice way to end our program. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much for coming today. And if you like us, check us out on Facebook or online, silver-roseduo.com. We want to thank Juan again for having us out here. Jose, sorry. I'm really grateful to be here, and hope to be back in Highland Park again soon. Thanks again.
thank you so much to the Silver Rose Duo for a wonderful afternoon of chamber music. Please take a moment. There are some survey cards out there in the back, so if you like this program, if you have suggestions for additional programs, please fill it out. We would love to hear it. You can also take one home and then bring it back to the library. We'd love to hear your thoughts. One of the songs earlier was called Water and Wine, and if you enjoyed that, you might enjoy our program on books and wine. It's called Page Pairings, and it will be on Tuesday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. right here, actually. We'll feature a local sommelier as well as book pairings by an expert librarian. Registration is required, so please do so on our website. Also, our next performance will be on Saturday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. It will be the Chris Green Quartet. That will be a concert of jazz with funk, hip hop, rock, pop, blues, and reggae. So catch us on the next concert. We hope you have a good rest of your day.